I decided to see what I could do with the rough start that I have made. And I think the video will show that rough is a good adjective for how things went and how things have turned out so far, but lessons learned and progress made and skills developed at least a little bit. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe as well. Thanks for watching. There's probably going to be some more experimentation here. I am trying my best, inexperienced as I am in this so far, to get some kind of solid base. I don't even know if that's going to be enough, so that I can run the tenon cutter and not tear them up. Let's see if I can get that cleared out. All right. I'm not getting the bind quite right here. Well, maybe that's better on a flat. No, I don't know. Am I in shot? Okay. Let's move it over here. Wow. Okay, more try. Wow. Just not doing this very well. I'm doing it on low speed instead of high speed. Maybe I'll have to try the other way. Wow. All right, I'm going to rethink and come back. This may not be the final answer, but I may have just gotten a little better understanding. Or not. Definitely not the answer yet. Well, I am really looking forward to the comments, because I'll bet somebody knows what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to try again, different approach. Screwed this in, and I think, well, I don't know. I don't know. Look at that. This is not going great. Well, I don't mind showing the failures as long as I eventually learn how to make it work. I think I'm getting closer. Boy, oh boy. Just feel like I'm beating up the equipment. All right. I think that's solid. Let's try it. All right, that was the real thing. Okay, move this, move this. It's kind of one of those slotted things that takes a strap across a load, and see if we get this out. All right, now let's take it over. See what we got here. I don't think these legs are right. I drilled the holes kind of blind, and I think some fine tuning is definitely going to be needed, because I'm not sure those will hold up very well. But, oh yeah, that's a much better fit. Okay, let's say we use that there, and then this one, we turn it in. That's a little closer. And if you turn this one in, and that's a little closer. Turn this one in. Now that's going to have some filler there. And then get the right height and cut them off, and then finish tuning this up. Okay. I think what I could use. I could use a sawzall or a circular saw. I think I'll start with the sawzall. Am I showing that in the picture? Yeah, that is the idea. Although very observant viewers will notice that this was not cut exactly flat. There's a bit of a warp to it, which is okay, but I need to see, maybe get the planer to it and clean it up. And I also have to decide if I'm going to take all the bark off or not. I kind of think I am. And then I'd really like to try out some Shishugibon, but need to do a little more practice with these legs and try to get that technique down so that they're going to be solid. That leg in the back looks like it has a lot of decay in it, so I may have to cut another one for that. It's nice that I finally got it to cut without spinning out, though. That was great. Okay, I've cheated long enough with the electric circular saw. Now, let's finish it off with the Japanese pull saw, because that's kind of a cool look. All right, that is the heavy tooth. Let's try the fine tooth now. Oh, I underestimated how far it had to go. It's really right there, I think. It's been a beautiful day out here. It's got plenty hot, but very nice. And if I had better lighting to stay in the shade the whole time, that would have been good too. Oh, here's my issue. Oof, that's going to be fun. Fine tooth. Yeah, almost there. Maybe that'll be better. It's actually pretty doggone good. And I finally remembered to pull. It actually got easier. All right. This is going to have to sit out in the sun a bit. And I'm going to have to collect some sawdust here for the glue ups. The epoxy ups. The glue will not stand the weather, I don't think. So better do epoxy. Hey, thanks for watching. Blessed and grateful. Got to use a lot of tools on this, and it was a lot of fun. Pretty much everything is covered in sawdust at this point, including me and the driveway, but this is quite an improvement. That hand planer is doing the work. You might notice that looks like a bit of an occlusion there opening up. That's actually where the bottom of the drill hole is. So I'm going to take the legs out and get the bark off and see if I can run the drill holes again and maybe get them a little deeper and maybe go all the way through. I don't think the tenons themselves are going to go all the way through because the tenon cutter is not quite deep enough for the depth of especially this end of the trunk, but I think I'll be able to attach them much better that way. Let's take that next step. There are a number of things left to do. Still want to finish cleaning this out. You can see the tenons I got through, but my tenon cuts are not tall enough that I can do a flush cut on those. Gonna have to think of that through. I think I'm still a little high on this side. Partial cut through here. May have to figure out something to do with that. I think I need to take maybe 2 more inches off at the bottom. I'm going to look at a Jesper Makes video to remind myself of how to do those angle measurements. But I also need to make sure these are in their final position because they're still going to spin some before I do those last cuts. And I'm going to round things off a bit. Like I'm going to round the front and back edges off so it doesn't cut into legs quite so much. But even without glue or anything, it's pretty solid. And I need to get the bark off the legs. So several little details to finish, but that's a live wood bench. I'm pretty excited about that. Now, I cut down both sides a little bit. It just occurs to me I should check and see if this is a 2-person bench or not. Right there, and yeah, well, maybe with a little smaller belt line than mine, that might work. And if I round it off, it'd probably be okay. Close. That's something to keep in mind. I need to have a minimum length for these to make sure that it's kind of love seat length and maybe kitchen table bench length too. So it's hot, I'm sweaty, it's a beautiful day, I've got tools spread everywhere, and I'm really glad I got to get out and work in the shop today. And now for the cleanup, which I will not suggest anybody should have to look at. But thanks for watching this part. I've been trying to figure out why I'm getting that rough on the cut on the tenons, and maybe that needs to be flush. I don't think so. I think it needs to be back actually flush here. But here's the real problem, it turns out. Somehow or other, I bent that one. Sometime when it was jumping around and I wasn't using it quite right. And so no wonder those tenons are getting chewed up. I'm going to either have to not use the shim at all. Maybe I can bend it back into place, but it's going to be too weak, I think. Anyway, I think that's the problem. As you can clearly see, this is totally just kind of a mock-up learning experience. The legs are not the right length. They're not cut. The bottoms are not cut at the right angle. And I purposely made these legs when I cut them at the oolitic property, I made them longer than I thought they should be, so because I didn't know what the right setting height was, which I think is about 30 inches. That may not be right. I'm gonna, like, for me, that's a little high. I preferred if my knees were up a little bit more, so maybe about 4 inches lower. And then this needs to be smoothed out, but that's once I get these straight. And I'm going to look at a couple videos to make sure I know the best way to get the angles right. But as proof of concept, this is pretty good. Actually, I could probably swap these two legs, and it might almost even out. Let's see about that. This one is in very snug though. It's the one that actually cut right. Oh, that's close, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's really close. And I don't know about that back one though, on the right side here, if that'll hold correctly or not. It is kind of out there. That makes it a little high, and then I had it cut at an angle about like that. It's going to need glue. I'm going to take some shavings and some sawdust from this and mix up a glue mix to put those in. Probably should use epoxy. Ideally, what would happen is it would be cut thin enough that the holes would go all the way through and the tenons themselves would come all the way through, but I didn't want to cut them I didn't want to cut the seats too shallow. Now, this one back here, I think that I can actually get a live edge plank off of that. I think I can cut one, like about a 2-inch sliver off the middle of that. And that'd be fun to work with too. But that way I could probably also get the legs to, or the holes, the tenons, the mortises to go, the holes to go all the way through. Yeah, I'll work on my terminology. But I feel really blessed and grateful for the chance to get out here, do a little bit of work. I really need to clean up in the garage and organize, but I also needed a bit of motivation to kind of keep moving forward, and this result has been a big help in that regard. And I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope that you have lots of comments that you want to share about what you think about how it's gone. And please let me know. And thanks for watching.